I'm sorry, and I really hope I'm wrong about this, but I smell a rat. I'm talking about a soon-to-be fat rat. Again, maybe not fat, but chunky fat, portly fat, Luca fat. I'm talking about Luka Doncic. Now, hold on just a second. Out of nowhere, Luka Doncic, just before he's about to be eligible on August the 2nd for his first big supermax from the Lakers, 4 years, $223 million, out of nowhere, bolt of lightning, Luka is on the cover of Men's Health, looking even more ripped than I am. Out of nowhere, fat Luka has gotten svelte, dare I say. Looks great in the pictures. And out of nowhere, two reporters from Men's Health have spent some time with Luka and his team of two trainers and a new nutritionist at his favorite destination, his off-season resort site that he goes to in Croatia, where they shipped in all the right exercise equipment, and they put Luka through a boot camp, which is detailed in the Men's Health article, which led to, just the other day, Luka's first ever morning TV show appearance here in the States, this one on the Today Show, to talk about his new body, the new man, Luka. And this after he was shamed by his coach after the Lakers unceremoniously got gentlemen swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games when they were favored to beat the Timberwolves in that series. And remember what J.J. Redick said in his day after message about the season? He said, certainly, I'll quote it, certainly there are individuals on our team that are in phenomenal shape. See the other guy in the backcourt. What's that guy's name? James? C. James. And JJ went on to say, there's other ones that could have been in better shape. See his backcourt partner, the newest Laker, Luka, with the spare tire around his midsection and the double chin. Luka, that guy, only 26 years of age, been in the league since 18, never got in shape. I've said it 1,000 times. I've told you the truth. I've ridiculed him because his diet must be atrocious. You are what you eat and you are what you drink. Everybody says he loves his beer, loves his hookah. Fine, but you are what you put in your mouth, especially the beer and whatever Mexican food in Dallas that you gorged on after games. And Luca's talking about on the Today Show, I finally saw the light. I wish I'd known this from the start. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I want, for his sake, I'm impressed, but I'm highly skeptical because I know too much about this. If I am qualified to talk about anything, I know about fitness. It's my life. It's been my passion. It's been my existence for, what am I, 50 years. It's all I ever do because I am addicted to it, but I love it. I jump out of bed in the morning because I'm going to do my cardio. I'm going to run on the treadmill. I'm going to do my stationary bike. I'm going to run outside. I'm going to hit the weights. I never miss. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can ask my wife, Ernestine. I will not miss the weights. I hit them hard because I love them. And I'm vain, and I do like the way I look. And Luca now likes the way he looks. But will it last? That's all that matters, because what I always preach, what I evangelize about fitness-wise as a fitness evangelist is it's got to be your lifestyle. You can't crash diet. You can't fad diet, because all the studies will show if you fad and you crash and you starve yourself for X amount of days and you lose a bunch of weight and you hit the gym with a new trainer and you start to look pretty good, some people, it'll catch on, because they'll look in the mirror and say, damn, I got to be that person for now until I'm vacating this planet. And yet the studies scream at you that most people go on some crash diet and they lose X pounds, and then inevitably, inexorably, they gain back more than they weighed before they started said fatty, crashy diet. Check it out. I know what of I speak. So many athletes over the years have said, well, you don't know because you didn't play. Well, yeah, I do know. Don't get me started on that, because Howie Roseman didn't even play high school football, and he's the best GM, talent picker, talent acquirer in the National Football League. So, okay. But in this case, I do know what of I speak, because a lot of athletes don't train as hard as I train day after day after day after day for my life. I'll put the hours that I have put in the gym and in my cardio up against anybody's who's my age. So many athletes retire and then they say, God, thank God, I don't have to do that anymore. And they fall terribly out of shape. Well, I don't play for money, so I don't have any reason except for my own pride and ego, I'll give you that, my own vanity, to do this. Well, all of a sudden, Luca loves the way he looks because he got shamed on social media for being a fatty. And he got shamed by his head coach, who went on to say, that's where my mind goes. We have to get in championship shape. There are others on this team that could have been in better shape. Okay? Championship shape. You know, and I know, they tried to make it clear to Luca that if you want to be here as a Hollywood Laker for the duration, you're going to have to get in shape. The Dallas Mavericks front office, the ownership, the GM, everybody in that franchise preached to Luca over all those years in Dallas, you just got to get in better shape. And he tuned them out. And that's why they finally said, we don't trust him for the long run. He won't listen to us. He's uncoachable. He's unteachable. And they finally just said, no, if we can get Anthony Davis and a little more, we'll go with that. I didn't blame him at the time. I said it was a fair deal given Luka's lack of commitment, because it'll only get worse as you get older. Especially your metabolism continues to change when you get 30-ish. And you're just going to have problems. You're going to have injury problems. And once you do get injured, it's going to be much harder to fight back and come back quickly. He took forever with that calf pull that he had when he first got to LA last year. So I'm happy for him, but I'm proud of him, but I don't trust it, because the trick, if you talk to trainers, and I know a bunch of them, I know a lot of the best ones, the hard part of the NBA is not getting in shape in the offseason. It's staying in shape during the season because of airplane food, hotel food. You are what you eat and what you drink. The stress multiplies game after game. And you You nervous eat. You stress eat. You comfort food eat. On the plane, after games, home. I get it. I understand it, but you have to learn to regulate your lifestyle. You have to learn, okay, you can have this one cheat day. Ernestine and I have one cheat meal. We have a piece of pizza, a slice of pizza on Friday night. But otherwise, we eat very cleanly. But it's our life because we like what we eat. And so we just have the same. I have mine prepared. I have it brought in. She does hers. I do mine. I don't put any pressure on her, but her body fat's probably lower. I'm not much over 5 right now. I have lost a little weight here through the hot months of the summer. But my point to you is I just stay the same. You can ask I just had my annual physical, and he just looks at the chart, and it's like clockwork. My weight is not going to vary. You have to do this forever. And for Luca to suddenly, and his team, to hand feed, so to speak, Men's Health and the Today Show with the new Luca, I don't trust it. Those pictures, I don't know, are they photoshopped? He looks very good, but are they photoshopped? I'm not right now. I am what I am. You can see me right here, right now. I am me. I have very low body fat because I earned it with what I didn't eat and what I did do in the gym. And the point is, with Luca, I don't trust this big Luca on a PR push to, number one, show the Dallas Mavericks, look what I did in spite of what all you disparaged, you ripped me, you smeared me as I exited Dallas, the city I loved and wanted to retire in. I'm going to get even with you. I'm going to boot camp. You understand, in boot camp that he went to, there was some forced fasting, intermittent fasting, where he just flat out would go for periods of 8 hours and not eat. And then they cleaned it completely up to gluten-free, very low sugar. Then they force-fed him 250 grams protein a day, your whey shake, like almond milk shake that he drank. And all that, it's great. If you get the right people and you have the commitment to it and you get started over a 2-month period, they wouldn't let him play basketball. They did a lot of work in the gym, a lot of different things. They found his legs were already very strong. He has a low center of gravity. It's just like a gift from God. Thank you very much, God. Low center of gravity and very strong legs because, as you know from Washington, he's a basketball genius, but his ability to get in the lane against bigger defenders, stronger defenders, and with just pure natural strength, just go up through them and get to the basket is just stunning. That was already there. But you know what happened in the fourth quarters of those 3 games that they lost, games 3, 4, and 5, to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Again, they were heavy, like solid favorites over the T-Wolves. And then what happened? 3 straight fourth quarters, they're right there to start the fourth quarter. All 3 times they were right there. Those games were begging to be won by the Los Angeles Lakers. And what happened? Well, LeBron was pathetic, but I've beaten that to death. So it was double jeopardy because LeBron disappeared, but Luka was awful too in those 3 straight fourth quarters because the combined 3 fourth quarters, 3, 4, and 5, games 3, 4, 5, Luka went 3 of 11. So he made 3 baskets in 3 fourth quarters. 3, what? That guy? The best scorer today, playing alongside the greatest scorer ever in LeBron, not the greatest shooter, but the greatest scorer just on longevity. But Luka Doncic went 3 of 11. In the 3 combined fourth quarters, he missed all of his 3-point shots, 0 for 4. He did get to the line a little bit, and he made his free throws, which he doesn't always make, but he made 8 out of 9 free throws. I'll give you that. But his total output for the 3 fourth quarters, 14 total points. So that's so it's about 4-ish, 4.5 a game per fourth quarter. Only 2 rebounds in 3 fourth quarters, and only 3 assists in 3 fourth quarters. You're going to lose. He's your best player. LeBron made second team All-NBA. And if Luka struggles and LeBron just flat out disappears and goes 27 straight minutes of those 3 combined fourth quarters and doesn't score a single point, you are going to lose, and you're going to lose badly as they did. Did Luka just hit the wall and run out of gas? I think LeBron hit the sort of season-long wall, but LeBron just he just doesn't have the clutch gene. People tried to defend him and say, oh, he just ran out of gas. No, the guy who ran out of gas was the fat guy, the guy with the inner tube around his waist. That guy. The guy with 2 chins. Not 1 chin, but 2. The Luka guy. So then he gets shamed. He gets shamed by his head coach. Gets shamed by the internet. First picture of him from Croatia that showed him slimmed down. There are a lot of internet jokes, always on Ozempic. And then came this. They hand-fed this to Men's Health. They brought the reporters over to Croatia, to the resort, to watch him in action. Yeah, he's capable. He's capable of doing anything. This guy's as tough-minded when he decides to be as there is in the league. He's at his best when he gets mad at some heckler. That's his Jordan-esque streak that he has in him. Is he just goes crazy over some slight from some heckler on the baseline. Remember, he's had several games where he made big shots because he got mad. Well, he got mad at the world. He got mad at the Maverick executives and ownership for shipping him out. And he said, okay, watch this. Watch me now. And yeah, you can do that. Give me a couple of months with anybody. And if they have the, so to speak, stomach for what I'm going to put them through, yeah, we can do this. But we're going to clean it out, man. And you're going to have to hurt. But if it's just a couple of months, you're going to know at some point you're going to get to eat again whatever you want to eat. Because you're going to lose, I don't know what Luka lost. It looks 15-ish pounds, maybe 20-ish. And he buffed up. And he looks great. And maybe that will hold a little bit. But the problem is, it's a crash diet. It's got too much fasting involved in it. He can't maintain. This isn't a lifestyle change, I don't believe. And those pictures, I just don't trust whatever a magazine does today with the shots. Do you Photoshop? Do you clean them up a little bit? Do you purify? Do you... I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But then what supplements did you use? Supplements. What did you use? Some things that in Croatia that maybe you couldn't utilize as you're being tested during the season over here? Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know. My point is, off season I don't trust. In season I do trust. Let's see how Luka starts looking in November, and then in December, and then definitely in January, and how about February? And then let's really see what it looks like in March and April. And I'm not saying he's trying to fool the Lakers into committing to him, because they're going to commit whatever. They need him as a box office draw, and he's fun to watch. He is a superstar. He is the answer to LeBron James retiring. He will fill the bill, obviously. He will splash across the marquee. He is must-watch TV. I love watching him. I just don't love him playing defense, and none of this shape will help him play defense. That's just mindset. Just don't know if he'll ever have a defensive mindset. He becomes a liability, a hunted liability on defense, and that's what the T-Wolves, they were hunting Luka. Sometimes LeBron gets hunted, but it's only because he's sort of trying to pace himself, save himself for the fourth quarter when he disappears. But the point is, Luka's, don't get me started on his three-point shooting. He shoots 10 threes a game. It's just way too many because he's not very good. I almost wish that I'd heard that he'd gone to a shooting boot camp to improve his three-point shooting and his free throw shooting. It's slightly better than LeBron's, but only slightly better. And if you're going to shoot that many free throws, and especially that many threes, you need to improve dramatically because it's too many wasted possessions for your basketball team. I'm sorry. I just don't trust this because it came out of nowhere. And I just know way too much about crash diets. I know way too much. I've seen it too many times in too many gyms where somebody got the spirit, was suddenly super motivated, and went all out, all in the gym. Here we go. You see results because you'll see them, especially if you got a big roll around your stomach and your second chin's hanging down. You can eliminate it very quickly. You got to have discipline, but you can change it out. You can eliminate. Remember, you just need to eliminate red meat, fried, dairy, most dairy. I'm just not a big dairy fan. Milk, even 2%. I don't love it. And then you got to be careful with the fruit, even though there are obviously very good qualities in fruit, but sometimes the natural sugar content is just too high if you're trying to lose weight. So those are just the basic tenets of weight loss. And then life comes back. Life's going to come back sooner than later for Luka. And how will he deal with real life back in Los Angeles, on those airplanes, in those hotels, and after all those games with the stress mounting through the season? I want to know. My inquiring mind wants to know because I don't trust it. I hope it takes for his sake, for the Lakers' sake long term, but this is one that just smells to me. This is the one where my antenna are just twitching on top of my head. My nutrition antenna, my fitness antenna are vibrating on high alert over what I just saw on the cover of Men's Health, what I read in depth inside Men's Health, and what I saw on the Today Show. Proud of you, Luka, for even the crash course, the boot camp. But now the hard part starts. And now I'll see it, I'll believe it when I actually do see it.